Hollowbrook was a postcard village, the kind of place where nothing bad ever happened. Everyone knew one another, and trust ran as deep as the river that curved through the town. At the center of this world was Clara Walsh, the 32-year-old night shift nurse who cared for both the elderly and newborns with equal devotion. To Hollowbrook, she was a saint in scrubs. On a cool spring evening, Clara failed to report to her midnight shift at the clinic. By morning, her car was still in her driveway, her porch light still on, and her bed unslept in. Hollowbrook had lost one of its own. The sheriff's department initially suspected a random act of violence. A traveler passing through, perhaps, or a drifter taking advantage of a quiet village. Search parties scoured the woods, the riverbanks, and nearby motels, but no trace of Clara appeared. Rumors spread quickly. Some swore they'd seen an unfamiliar car near Clara's home. Others blamed outsiders from the highway. The town united in fear, until investigators began peeling back layers that Hollowbrook never imagined existed. Clara's finances told a troubling story. Debts piling up, gambling payments, and missing medication from the clinic supply room. Even more startling were her tangled personal ties. She was secretly involved with 3 men in town. Reverend Graham, the respected pastor who had late-night calls with her. Tom Briggs, the married mechanic whose wife had publicly confronted Clara. Jack Rourke, the volatile paramedic partner who once told her, "If I can't have you, no one will." Suddenly, the saintly nurse didn't look so simple. Each man had motive, each had opportunity, and each seemed to hide something. The pastor risked losing his reputation and congregation. The mechanic faced a collapsing marriage. The paramedic was consumed by jealousy. All 3 became suspects, yet each alibi checked out, shaky, but just enough to hold. 2 months later, investigators uncovered Clara's laptop. Hidden inside was a folder labeled Patients Only, but it wasn't medical records. It was a series of secret journals about Hollowbrook residents. One entry mentioned Daniel Price, a wealthy contractor with ties to the town council. Clara had uncovered his financial fraud and threatened to expose him. The last journal entry ended chillingly. A search of Daniel Price's property led to Clara's phone buried in his yard. His fingerprints were everywhere. When confronted, Daniel confessed. Clara had confronted him on the night of her disappearance. In a rage, he struck her and hid her body in an abandoned limestone quarry. It wasn't a drifter. It wasn't the jealous lover. It wasn't even the pastor. It was the man no one suspected, the town's powerful contractor, whose secret she dared to expose. Hollowbrook mourned Clara with candles and hymns, but whispers followed. Was she a martyr for truth, or a woman undone by her own tangled secrets? The case left a permanent scar. In a town that once believed evil only came from the outside, the tragedy of Clara Walsh proved it had been inside all along, waiting for the right moment to strike.